What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of my workouts. So this is a max effort upper body day / repetition effort upper body day, also known by me and anybody that trains with me as Beachbod Friday. A little bit of satire there because there's not too many Beachbody movements that are going to take place today, but moving on. So I start off the day. Clearly, I did a warm-up. Right now, I'm really liking on any upper body day doing like the Y to handcuff, black burnish type rear delt work. Just get some blood flow in my rotators. But I move on. My first strength exercise is a cluster set at 235, aiming for 5 repetitions and or more. But I wanted to get 5, and that's what I got. For reference, my body weight right now, sometimes I'm like 207 in the morning. Sometimes I'm up to like 212 in the morning. It really just depends on my hydration level, how much I ate the night before, and if I've had a bowel movement or whatever. So 235 for me at this point in time is really good as far as strict pressing goes. You probably hear it in my voice. I just came off of a cold, so I haven't been feeling too well. On this day, I felt as well as I had felt in about a week and a half. So anyways, with the cluster sets, so the cluster set's a really great way to get more volume in at higher intensities, right? So I like to use them on max effort days because if typically my goal is to go for a single, like true West Side style, what always happens with me is I will push it until failure or have a really horrible rep, and I really don't get any truly decent volume until I move on to supplementary or assistance work. So this is a really good way for me to pick a weight that will be very close to a maximum effort. There's a lot of argument there with like max effort training and like having to be within, but in a poundage versus like your actual true maximum effort, you can't really ever get to like your 100%, if that makes sense. Like if you'd been a little bit more hyped up, you might could have added 5 more pounds to the bar or, felt a little bit, it's almost impossible. So there's a really good way to me to auto-regulate maximum effort training and to get the most out of these cluster sets. Because like I said, this is around 110 to 115% of my body weight on a strict press. I feel like that's pretty good for just about anybody. I think moving forward, I will be able to add a little bit more or a little bit less and increase the sets during these clusters. But it took me about 3 minutes to get these 5 repetitions in. And really the limiting factor was the lights going off in my little noggin. So you can see I'm a little bit dizzy right there. Happens to me a lot. I don't know if it happens to everybody, but big overhead press passer outer is what I am. But I got it done safely. Moving on, go to some pendlay rows. I did 4 sets of this at, I think I was aiming for like 10 to 12 reps, but maybe did less. I don't know. Sometimes I'll lose count or whatever. Anyways, when I write these on my programs, it's typically written down as quality set, meaning when form starts to degrade or 1 or 2 reps from failure, you can clearly see a little body English there, so I call it. So I don't worry too much about the exact number of repetitions on some of this assistance type work. And then I move on to band pull-aparts. So it was a superset. With the band pull-aparts, if you tuck your chin and kind of pull your ribs to your pelvis and allow your shoulders to migrate a little bit more forward, you get a lot better of a contraction. So as you can see, as I pull the band apart, then I retract my shoulder blades. And to me, that's the best way to do them. So this was truly my supplementary pressing work for the day. I did 2 close, near maximum sets of this. This was my first attempt at the exercise. I hated this variation. I don't have very heavy dumbbells, so I was doing bands and things. And you'll notice on both of the variations of pressing that I try, I'm always trying to overextend the shoulders there at the end, really press it out to engage some shoulder tissue that usually wouldn't get trained doing bench presses or whatever. So I really like this variation. Every variation is the means to an end, guys. I mean, you could do kettlebell. I mean, you could do anything. Idea here is I wanted to get a lot of full range of motion, or not full range of motion, but I wanted to get a lot of the press out motion. Dang, I'm wording that really weird, but you probably get what I'm saying. I really wanted to extend the press a little bit there and get some volume in for the pecs and triceps. Then moving on, adding one arm shrugs with the hand behind the back is basically like adding a side bend with your trap work. So I really like this as a variation just in general, because you kind of kill two birds with one stone. Kind of the same reason I like to do a lot of push-up volume in the training. You get a little bit of that core work, especially if they're weighted. Anytime I can kill two birds with one stone in my training, or have to utilize my core while I use my limbs, my appendages for, exerting power or whatever, I'm always game for that, because I just feel like that's how you get more well-rounded as an athlete. And right after this, you could do any type of curl that you wanted. I do kettlebell, like crush curls, where I'm basically just smashing the kettlebell together with two hands, not using a handle at all, and curling it up. I feel like it's just a little bit more functional, kind of trains the bicep tendons the way that I would want to train them, to prevent bicep tears, etc. You can see I'm kind of crushing it, but I'm going to wrap up the video on that. So please remember, like and subscribe. If you have any comments, please leave those in the comment section. If you have any questions, you can reach me on this channel. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you find some value to this. But without further ado, Sandman out.